Shabbat Shalom for those of you who are on. We're going to start in just another minute to see if anybody else pops into our Zoom service. I hope everyone had a nice, relaxing week this week. Then we're going to start in about just another minute or so.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm trying to get on.
You're on, Belina, but we can only see the top of your head.
Yeah, well, I can't see any pictures.
There you are.
I can't see pictures, which is weird. I can only see the synagogue. I don't know what's happening here. I had the same problem the other day.
We're about to start. It is 6:02, so we're going to get started. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, to those of y'all who've joined on Zoom, to those of y'all joining from the live stream. We're going to start tonight with Yedin Nefesh. I'm going to put a hold on candlelighting just for a little bit because it's behind me and I don't want to have to go back and forth too much. So we're going to start with Yedin Nefesh beginning on page 10. Yedin Nefesh Avarachaman Mishoch Eretzonach Yarutz Avdach Kemohaya Ishtachaveh Adarach Ki Yeravlo Yedidutach Mino Vetzuf Vechotam Adonai Ziv Haolam Nafshi Cholat Avatach Anahena Refanava Be'ervotla Noam Zivach As titchazik v'titrapeh v'haitalach shivchat olam v'tik yemuna rachamecha v'chusna Ahobin hohavach Ki zekama nichsof nichsaf Lirhot b'tiferet uzach Anahili Machmar libi Chushana V'altitavan Igalena Ufros Chavihalai Etzukat Shelomach Tahir Heret Mikvodach Nagila V'nisnechabach Maher Ahuv Kiva Moher V'choneni Ki me'olam Yanai Yanai Shabbat Shalom. We
Shalom.
formally begin with Kabbalat Shabbat, beginning on page 11 with Psalm 95 with Lechu Niranra. Lechu Niranena, Lechu Niranena, Lechu Niranena, Ladonai. Lechu Niranena, Lechu Niranena, Lechu Niranena, Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Vitzur Yishenu, Nekadma Fanav Vitoda. Naria, Naria, Vitzur Yishenu, Viz Mirot Naria Lo. Lechu Niranena, Lechu Niranena, Lechu Niranena, Ladonai. Lechu Niranena, Lechu Niranena, Lechu Niranena, Ladonai. Asher v'ram t'eret t'varam v'asher. Picking up at the carrot on page 12. Arba'im shana akud bedor va'omar amto elevavim vehim yadu derachai asher nishbati ve'api mivo'un menuchati. We continue Psalm 96. Page 13. Shiru ladonai, shir chadash, shiru ladonai, kol haaretz, shiru ladonai, baruch shemo, basru miyom leyom yeshuato, sapru vagoyim, kevodo v'chol ha'amim niflotav, ki gadol Adonai, Hulam mehor, norahu, al kol Elohim, ki kol Elohe ha'amim elilim, ba'adonai shamayim asa, hod v'hadar lefanav oz v'tiferet b'mikdasho havu, l'Adonai mishpachot amim havu, Adonai kavod v'hoz, havu Adonai kevod shemo, sehu mincha, uvohu lachatzrotav, ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, chilu mipanav kol haaretz, imru v'goyim, Adonai malach, Avtikon tevel, Bahal timot, Yadin ahamim beheme shaharim, Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, Yerham hayam, lo, Yaluz zadai, V'chol asher bo. Az yiranenu kol atzeyar lifnei Adonai kihiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel betzedek, ve'amim be'emunato yanai, nai 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 yanai. Nai, 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 nai. We continue on the next page, on page 15, with Psalm 97. We begin in the English. Adonai reigns. Let the earth be glad, the many distant lands rejoice. Clouds and thick darkness surround the divine. Righteousness and justice secure God's throne. Fire goes before God, consuming besiegers round about. Flashes of lightning illuminate the land. The earth watches and trembles. Mountains melt like wax at the approach of Adonai, at the approach of the Master of all the earth. The heavens tell of God's righteousness, and all the nations see God's glory. Worshippers of idols be shamed for praising false gods. All that is deemed supreme bow before God. Zion hears of it and rejoices. The cities of Judah exult, as you, Adonai, pass judgment. You, Adonai, are above all that is earthly, exalted over all that is worshipped as divine. Those who love Adonai hate evil. God protects the lives of the faithful, saving them from the hands of the sinful. Light is sown for the righteous and joy for the upright. Rejoice in Adonai, you righteous people, and thank God as you pronounce the divine holy name. We turn back to the Hebrew, beginning at the 4th line on page 16. Shama v'tismach Zion, v'tagelna benot Yehuda, leman mishpatecha Adonai, ki ata Adonai Elyon, Akol haaretz, mihod naleta al kol Elohim. Ohave Adonai, Sinura, Shomer nafshot chasidav, miad reshaim yatzileim, Urzaru al hatzadik, ulishrei lev simcha, Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai, v'hodu lezecher kodsho. We continue Psalm 98. Mizmor shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, ki niflahot asa, hoshia lo yemino, uzevro hakodsho, hodia Adonai yeshuato, enei hagoyim gilat tzidkato, zachar chasto ve'emunato. Levet Yisrael ra'u kol afsei haaretz, et Yeshuat Eloheinu hariu l'Adonai kol haaretz, pitzchu v'ranenu v'zameru, zamru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra bechatzot v'kol shofar, Hariu lifnei ha'melech Adonai Hiram hayam umloho. Tevel ve'yosh ve'va neharotim chauchaf, yachad harim yeranenu lifnei Adonai kiva, lishbot haaretz yishbot tevel betzedek, Ve'amim be'misharim, yanai, yanai, nanai, 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 yanai, nanai, nanai, yanai, yanai, nanai, nanai, yanai, yanai, nanai. We continue Psalm 99, and we begin in the English. Adonai reigns, nations tremble. The one enthroned amidst the cherubim makes the world quake. Adonai is great in Zion, above all nations. They shall acknowledge your name, saying, Great, awe-inspiring, Holy One. A sovereign strength lies in the love of justice, and you forged the paths of truth, judging Jacob righteously and justly. Exalt Adonai our God, bow down before God the Holy One. Moses and Aaron among God's priests, and Samuel among those who called upon the divine name, called to you and you answered them. You spoke to them from amidst the cloud. They kept your covenant and the law you gave them. You answered them, Adonai our God. You were a forgiving God to them, even as you punished them for their transgressions. Exalt Adonai our God, and bow down at God's holy mountain, for Adonai our God is holy. We turn back to the Hebrew, beginning at the top of page 20. Moshe v'Aaron b'Kohanav, u'Shmuel v'korei shemo, korim el Adonai, v'hu yanim, amud anan, yiraper alehem, shamredotav, v'chov natan lamo, Adonai Eloheinu, Ata anitam, Onoseit alahem, V'nokim alavilotam, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, V'yishtachavu le'akocho, Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. We turn to Psalm 29 on page 21. Please rise if you would like. Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai, kavod v'hoz, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, hishtachavu l'Adonai b'hadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim. Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai b'koach yainai. Kol Adonai be'adar. Kol Adonai shover arazim. Vayishaper Adonai et arzei halvanon vayar kidehin kemo egel. Levanon v'siryon kemo ben re'emim. Kol Adonai chotzev lavotish, kol Adonai yachom midbar. Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, kol Adonai cholel ayavot. Vayechesof ye'arot uv'echalo kulo omer kavod. Adonai la'amavu yashav vayeshev Adonai melech leolam. Adonai oz le'amo yitin, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Nai, 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 nai. If you're standing, you may be seated. We turn to page 23 for the Lachadodi. We are going to do all 9 verses, and we are going to change tunes between the 4th and the 5th verse. Lechadodi likrat kala peni Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala peni Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmihanu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchaki himekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshava tefila. Lechadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kumitzei mitoch hafecha, Rav lach shevet behem mekabacha, vehu yachamol alaychem la. Lecha dodi likra, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hit na'ari me'achar kumi, livshi bigdei tifartecha bi, al yad ben Yishai beit halachni, korva el nafshi ge'ala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumi ori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nikla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lo tevoshi velo tikami, matish tochachi umatehemi bachyechesu, ani eyami, venivneta hiraltila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Vehayu limshi sashot ayich, verachaku kol mevol ayich, yasis alayich Elohayich, ki himtzos chatan al kala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Yaminus motivrotzi, Ve'et Adonai taritzi, Al yad ish ben parzi, Ve'nismecha venagila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Oi v'shalom ateret vala, gam besimcha uvetala, toch emune ansegula, boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. We formally welcome the Shabbat with the Psalm for Shabbat, which is on page 27. Mizmor shir yom haShabbat, tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon, uzamer l'shimcha elyon, lehagid bavoker chasdacha, ve'emunatcha b'levot, alei haso Shabbat Tov lehodot l'Adonai Uzamer l'shimcha elyon Uzamer l'shimcha elyon. A psalm, the song of the day of Shabbat. It is good to thank you, Adonai, and to sing your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. Finger the lute, pluck the lyre, let the sound of the lyre, pluck the harp, let the sound of the lyre rise up. You gladden me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork. How wonderful are your works, Adonai, how subtle your designs. The arrogant do not understand, the fool does not comprehend this. The wicked flourish like grass, and every evildoer blossoms, only to be destroyed forever. But you, Adonai, are exalted for all time. Surely your enemies, Adonai, surely your enemies will perish. All who commit evil will be scattered. As a wild bull raises up its horn, you raised my head high, anointed it with fresh oil. As my enemies gather against me, my gaze remains steady, for my ears listen and hear. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They flourish in our God's courtyards. In old age they remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming, Adonai is upright, my rock in whom there is no flaw. We return to the Hebrew at the caret on page 28. Tzadikat hamar yifrach ke'eres bavanon yizgeshetuvim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Od yenuvon beseva deshenim verananim yehu hagir ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatabo. Now that we've started our Sabbath, we conclude our Friday with Psalm 93, the Psalm for Friday. Adonai malach, gehu lavish, lavish Adonai, ozit azar, aftikon tevel, Tevel Baltimore, Nachon Kisacha Mehaz, Me'olam Hata, Nasun Harot Adonai, Nasun Harot Kolam, Yesun Harot Tohyam. Kolot mayim rabim adirim mishbereyam adir v'amarom Adonai edotecha nehemnu meod levitcha navakodesh Adonai leorech yamim. As we have a minyan, we turn to page 30 for Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ba'ama divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyamechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'le'omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chaim alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'rmav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. With that, we turn to page 39, 39 A or B of your preference. We begin the formal Friday night Ma'ariv service with the Baruch Hu. Please rise again if you would like. Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach L'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. Baruch Adonai Mavir yom mevi laila, mektu benim vim laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, elchem v'kayam tamin lochalenu l'olam va'ed. Baruch et Adonai, hamariv aravim. We continue, page 40, the second blessing before the Shema. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochenu u'bekumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayinu v'orach yameinu, v'orach yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla. V'abarcha atatzer mimenu le'olamim. Baruch et Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema, page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha, u'v'chol nafshecha, u'v'chol me'otecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibartam v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'derech, uv'shochtecha uv'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu l'tatafot ben einecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'yisharecha. Vayam shomot shmo. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor daber el Bnei Yisrael v'amarta alehem v'asu lahem tzitzit al kanfei vigdeihem ledoratam v'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf betil techelet v'yalachem letzitzit uritem oto Zchartem et kol mitzvot Adonai v'asitem otam ve'lo tavturu acharei levavchem v'achareichem asher atem zonim achareihem למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אמונה וכל זאת קיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו. Continue the first lesson after the Shema, which begins on page 43. We pick up together at the top of page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל, לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ינאי 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 ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל, ינאי 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 We continue with the second blessing after the Shema, Hashkivenu, page 45. Hashkivenu. שמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים לשלום מעתה ועד עולם, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורץ סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים. We continue with Vishamru, top of page 46. Please rise if you would like. Vishamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. We continue Chatzi Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעמד יבקר וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון ויומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה, ובזמן קריב, במהרו אמין. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולם מעלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל Shemit Kedusha Brichu Le'elam Min Kol Berchata V'Shirata Tush V'Chatav Nechemata Tahamiran B'Amaha V'Meru Amen. The Amida for the Friday night service can be found beginning on page 47. We continue silently. Please use this to say the words of the page, the words of the heart, for whatever contemplation you would like to welcome in the Shabbat. If you have not finished your prayers, please continue at your own pace. Return together for the symbolic repetition of the Friday Night Amida, beginning on page 53. Please rise for Vayichulu. Vayichulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivaham Vayichol Elohim b'yom hashvihi melachto asher hasa Vayishbot b'yom hashvihi mikol melachto asher asa Vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvihi Vayikadesh oto Kivro Shabbat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim לעשות. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'lei avotinu v'imotenu Eloi Abraham, Eloi Yitzchak, Eloi Yaakov, Eloi Sarah, Eloi Rivka, Eloi Rachel, Eloi Leha, Hahel, Hagadol, Gevurah, Vanora, Elyon, Koneh Shamayim v'Haaretz, Magin Avot bidvaro, Mechayim mitim b'ma'amaro, Hahel, Hakadosh, she'en kemohu, המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו. כי בם רצה להניח להם, כי בם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד מן הברכות. אל ההודעות, אדון השלום, מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה, לעמד ושני עונג, זכר למעשה, למעשה בראשית. אלוהינו ואבותינו, אמותינו, רצה במנוחתנו, קודשנו במצוותיך, ותמחקנו בתורתך, סבינו בטובך, ושמחנו בישועתך, ותהר ליבנו לעבדך באמת, והנחיל אדוני אלוהינו באהבה וברצון, שבת קודשך, ונוחה בישראל מקדשי שמך, ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. Kaddish Shalem, page 54. יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה, ועמד וקרתי, וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון ובמלכון, ובחידך בית ישראל, והגלה בזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולם לעמיה. יתברך וישבח, יתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, יתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה ברכו, לעילם מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמרן במה ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צדקם ואתון לכל ישראל, לקדם אבון דיבי שמיה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. ועושה שלום במרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. I'm going to defer Kiddush until we are done. Before we do Aleinu, I would like to do a prayer for the sick. Yishaberach Avatinu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Hu Yivrech V'Yarpeh Et Kol HaCholim. Chava Sarah Bat Vasha Pinchas, Rosalie Gollins, Richard Levine, Harold Albert, Bay Grant, Diane Chotero, Raphael Yomtov, and Chava Sarah and Menachem Mendel, Chaim Shmuel, Jackson Martinez, Myrna Kivitz, Terry Kerr, Mirit Bat Miriam, Rena Haas, Aaron Ben Chaya Golda, Dan Shaw, Naftali Ben Zev, Al Montano, Sandra Kite, Richard Harbin, Nancy Wagoner, Ralph Peters, Nechama Malka Bat Devorah Shoshana, Manoach Avram Halevi Ben Ilana Michal, David Ben Rizal Israel, Kathy Berendt. Anyone else, please feel free to voice the names in your thoughts.
Stephen Lukanik, Liani Ludek, and Tony Ludek.
Burton Sachs, Martin Macauer, at Joshua Fung.
Mikor habracha limotenu, may the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yisheberach imotenu, mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema. the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We continue with Alinu. Please rise, page 56. Alinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו פגועי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חוקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו לגבי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחת, אין עוד. כן, טוב אחד. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We turn to Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. In this past week, remember yahrzeit for the following: Russell Farkas, Max Pollock, William Engel, Nathan Yonak, Richard Reinman, Rose Nachamkin, Marissa Ethel Rothman, Jenny Levy, Dora Petkovsky, Suzanne Ivner Peterson, Janice Shadoff, and Harry Golden. If you are in mourning or if you're observing yahrzeit, please rise, or if you would like, please rise. We turn to Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Please feel free to unmute if you would like to join. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Divrach kivrutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayed chol beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Shemei Rabbah
Adam v'as l'olam v'amaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Hadar, Vit Alev, Vit Halal, Shmei de Kudesha, Brichu. Ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da amivan ba'alma v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Shlama rabba min Shmaya, v'chaim alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Shalom b'ramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen.
Amen.
At this point, I'd like to propose if anyone has announcements.
Yeah, someone does. Hi, everyone. The board last night met, and although we did not vote, we came to a very big consensus to continue asking, requiring people to wear masks indoors for the next month. We will meet again in a month, and we'll see how it goes. The school followed suit. I have been hearing about it all day. Not everybody is pleased with that announcement, but so be it. the board really felt very strongly about it. Let's see, what else? I did get a letter, a notice today. There was an article for the rabbis from a national publication saying how bleak the outlook is for rabbis. 40 conservative rabbis have decided to retire after withstanding the pandemic. Very, very few, even reform rabbis have decided to look for jobs. So Rabbi Min sent me this wonderful information, and I wrote her back and I said, well, fortunately, like a good marriage, we only need one person. So hopefully we'll find the one good person. Just a few other notes. March 16th, it's Purim. We have purchased a new Megillah, and the Minyan people purchased a Megillah cover. So on March 16th at 6 p.m., we are going to have a costume parade, storytelling, a Megillah reading, and there is a suggested $5 donation for supper. I'm suspecting mac and cheese or something like that. So take your lactose pills. Mishloach manot is still, you can still order them. Please do. It's a wonderful thing to do for our community, and a lot of people who are really shut in get them. Let's see what else is going on here. Don't forget about gourmet to go dinners on Friday night. I wish I had the Ethiopian dinner in front of me right now, but I don't. Vicky, do you?
It was delicious. It was almost like Indian food. I've never had Ethiopian food before. And the girls liked it too, which was a good testimonial. It was very good. A lot of food, a lot of different vegetarian dishes. I highly recommend it if she does it again.
Yeah, I know. They're wonderful. I'm sorry I didn't, so don't forget about that. And I know that Rabbi Dov is finishing up his Exodus lessons, but he's going to be starting new ones. So just keep your eye open for our education, adult education. It's hopping. So that's it. Oh, and thank you, Jonas. You know, it was a really rough day for me today. People were bombarding me left and right with their so-called problems, you know, and it was just good to get into the Shabbat mood. So thank you for doing that.
Yes, I'd like to add to that. This was such a beautiful service. So beautiful, Jonas. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I loved it. So spiritual. Thank you, Jonas.
Thank you.
We do extend our condolences to Dawn. She lost her grandma on her dad's side. So sorry, Dawn.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Jonas. It's a spiritual service tonight.
Thank you. But wait, we're not done.
No.
We're going to conclude with Adon Olam, followed by Candles, Kiddush, and Motzi. Adon Olam can be found on page 211. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Lehet Nasa V'chefzo Kol Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Vehu haya vehu hove vehu yeh v'tifara vehu yeh v'tifara vehu echad ve'en sheni leham shilo lehachbira v'li reshit, v'li tachlit, v'lo ha'oz v'ha'misra, v'lo ha'oz v'ha'misra, v'hu hili v'chai gohali, v'tzor chevli v'hitzara, v'hu nisi humanosli, Menat kosi veyomekra, menat kosi veyomekra, veyado hafkid ruchi, ve'etishan ve'ahira, ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li velo ira, Adonai li velo ira. We continue with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharit, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Baruni l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mihi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzidchem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei Elyon, Mihi melech malachei hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'ad v'ker shel Shabbat. For those of you who would like to join me, the Kiddush. Vay'erev boker yom hashishi, vaychol Hashem ba'aretz v'chol tzva'am, vaychol him b'mashvi m'lachto asher asa, v'yishbok b'mashvi b'kom m'lachto asher asa, vaybarach Elohim et yom hashvi v'gadesh oto, kivo Shabbat m'kom m'lachto asher bara Elohim la'asot savri chavrai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'avav v'ratzon hinchif lanu, zikaron ma'aseh bereshit, yom techila l'mikrei kodesh, zecher hetziat mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'abim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'yavahu v'ratzon, hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai, v'kadesh v'shabbat. And last but not least, we have Hamotzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. All right. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Where did you get those beautiful looking rolls.
These rolls I bought at Sprouts. I realized I've made challah 2 of the last 3 weeks, and I realized